All right, and we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat mga future LPTs, and of course, welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. This is final coaching day 8. Again, please do like, love, share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends. Future LPTs, paki-like na po, paki-share ng ating video especially, and start a watch party so that we can reach out to more people. This is September 2022 originally. But of course, your licensure exam for teachers it has been moved to October 2nd, okay? And we all hope and pray that you are going to all become LPTs after this licensure exam for teachers bago matapos yung taon ay maging licensed professional teachers na lahat. And so do not stop yourself, do not lose hope, no? Continuously just go on with your review. Balikan lahat ng ating videos, mag-movie marathon if you can. Join us in Team Piaget and also join us sa ating final coaching na group. Meron din po tayong final coaching along the group. And we are also going to have our classified files towards the end of your preparation for your upcoming LEP. Now, before we start with today's or tonight's discussion, let us all have our opening prayer. Samahan niyo po ako mga kaguro. Dear Lord, I come to you to ask for your guidance and direction in this study session. I ask that the Holy Spirit fill me with strength, creativity, and understanding to get through my studies without difficulty or sin. Help me hold my focus and attention. Help me to retain all that I learned. Please make my mind sharp and keep distractions at bay. If any part of my studying is weak or lacking in some way, let it be revealed so that I may correct it. Thank you for this opportunity to learn. Amen. All right, now once again, this is Final Coaching Day 8. Please do like, love, share our video, start a watch party, tag your friends. We will be starting in a few minutes. Okay, again, paki-like na po, love, and share our video. Okay, kung hindi pa po kayo nakaka-like, no? We have almost 1,000 kaguro now. Only 400 have liked this video. So again, paki-like na po, love, and share our video. And of course, start a watch party, tag your friends. And we will be starting in a few minutes. Sir J.R. Gutierrez Sereno. Good evening po, Ma'am Mek. Itatanong ko lang po sana if pwedeng ma-re-attempt po ang mga previous final coaching natin for mastery and familiarity po. Sana po mapansin nyo po. Thank you. Now, I have mentioned this no, in our previous final coaching. I think day 7, no, last time that we had our final coaching discussion, that I am going to reopen all of your final coaching na quizzes, no, kasama yun sa inyong pre-board and also your diagnostic test for Team Piaget. Okay, that's for our September/October na program. Okay, so antabayanan niyo po yan. And of course, that's going to be available sa ating Team Piaget. Sa final coaching naman na ating group, final coaching po yung i-open sa inyo. If you are a member of Team Piaget, susubukan ko or pipilitin kong mai-open lahat ng ating previous quizzes. Okay? So again, kung kayo po ay magtitake ng LET this September or October, po pwede pa rin pong humabol na mag-send lamang po kayo ng message sa ating Facebook page, that's Gurong Pinoy. Okay, Sir Fitzgerald Almazon, maraming salamat po for sending us super sticker. Please do support us by sending us your super chat, super sticker, and also your stars on Facebook naman. Okay, so again, if you are a member of Team Piaget, gagawin po natin yung lahat para kayo ay makapasa. And so I will be reopening all of your quizzes. Wala pong limit until October 2nd na para dire-diretso, no? Ma-review nyo lahat, no? At ma-master nyo paulit-ulit yung inyong drills. Okay? Now let us all start with our final coaching day 8. Please do like, love, share our video. Again, we start with question number 1. Okay, number 1, Miss Penny showed a picture to a group of learners assessed with problem behaviors. Upon seeing the picture, the class became noisy, some pointing to the picture and laughing. Some stood up and went around to the other seats. Some talked with a seatmate. The class became chaotic. What assumption can you infer for this kind of reaction? Is it letter A, the picture has many irrelevant cues serving as distractors? Letter B, the picture is small and not clear to everyone. Letter C, the picture has a balance between cool and warm colors. Or letter D, the picture is only one unit, single object in the picture. Okay, what is our choice? Question number 1, tumpak kaya kaagad sa unang question na Sir Renzo Salazar. Brown out po dito sa amin, Mamek. Laban lang po, sir. Okay, medyo maulan ngayon, mahangin. No, dito sa amin sobrang lakas ng hangin, no. So again, if there will be interruption sa ating discussion, sa ating live stream, babalik po tayo, no. Ganun din po sa inyong end, if medyo mahina yung net, kapit lamang po, ganyan talaga tayo nasa Pilipinas. Okay, so okay lang po yan, laban lang po, no. Pwede namang balikan yung ating video, of course. Okay, 1, letter A. All right, now going back to our question here, you have Miss Penny, the teacher, and she showed a picture to a group of learners, no, with problem behaviors. Now, upon seeing the picture, naging maingay sila, may nagpo-point sa picture, may tumatawa, yung iba ay tumayo, pumunta sa other seats, at nakipag-usap, no, nakipag-marites na sa kanyang seatmate. What can you infer? Okay, now remember, there is a difference between the terms observe and infer. When you say observe, no, when you say observe, you are using your 5 different senses. But when you say infer, you form an opinion based on what you have observed, no? In this case here, you are being asked for your inference. Ano kaya yung inyong opinion? Ano yung ideya na inyong na-form sa inyong isip mula sa ating sitwasyon, okay? And the correct choice here, of course, would be letter A. Now, the picture has many irrelevant cues serving as distractors. As you can see, no, the situation, sa naging sitwasyon, the students got distracted. And so, our inference there would be, there are so many distractors, there are so many distractions in the picture. No, there are irrelevant cues. Hindi importanteng cues na naging distractor sa kanyang mga mag-aaral. And so letter A ang tumpak na choice for number 1. We move on with question number 2. To manage behavior, the teacher needs to be able to identify the mistaken goals of students. What is the hidden goal of students who refuse to cooperate or participate? Is it letter A, goal is to isolate self? Letter B, goal is to get revenge? Letter C, goal is to seek power? Or letter D, goal is to get attention? What is our choice for number 2? Ma'am Christine de la Calzada, nanonood habang nag-overtime. Hello po. Okay, what do you think is the correct choice for number 2? Number 2, I see A's. Okay, may iilang letter D. Okay, now, I will be reopening some links, no, by tomorrow. Okay, titingnan natin by tomorrow. I will reopen a few links. Okay, and then every day, try to check our group sa Team Piaget. Balikan niyo po yung lahat, no, at I will be reopening some links starting tomorrow. Okay, so mag-open po ako ng links starting tomorrow. Okay, A's. A lot of you are saying letter A, isolate self. Okay, so here you have a student who refuses to cooperate or participate. Ayaw niyang mag-join sa game, ayaw niyang mag-join sa discussion, ayaw niyang mag-join sa different activities, okay? And so the correct choice here is letter A, no? So tumpak yung letter A, goal is to isolate self because of course ayaw niyang mag-join nga, no? Ayaw niyang sumali, okay? Medyo naglalag yung ating live stream, no? So again, kapit lamang po. All right. Now, this is based on Rudolf Drakar's four goals. Drakar's described 4 goals associated with students' disruptive behavior at lahat ng ito ay konektado. Yung una-una is attention getting. A child deprived of the opportunity to gain status through personal contributions will seek proof of this status through getting attention. Kung hindi siya nakakakuha ng atensyon through the personal contribution na kanyang nagagawa inside the classroom, no, through recitation or through the different contributions that he or she can give sa inyong discussion, ang ginagawa ng bata ay magsisik ng attention in some other way. So, pwedeng siya ay maging pasaway, pwedeng siya ay tumayo, pwedeng i-distract niya yung classroom, no, yung klase. That's attention getting. Now, if the adults did not respond to this attention getting, kung hindi ka nagre-respond sa kanyang ginagawang taktika, sa mga ginagawa niyang attention getting tactics, the student will seek power, no? So maaring mag-ingay na talaga siya, guluhin niya yung klase mo. If an adult counters with greater power, no, bilang of course guro, bilang authority inside the classroom, you should be the authority nga. You should have power inside the classroom. Now, if you counter the power-seeking na ginagawa ng bata with greater power, the student will seek revenge. Pwede siyang maging aggressive, no? Pwedeng maging agresibo yung bata, especially kapag yung inyong estudyante ay high school students. Ayaw nilang sila ay napapahiya, no? So, unang-una, dapat kinakausap mo siya, wag mo siyang pagalitan in front of his or her classmates kasi ayaw, especially ng teenagers na sila ay napapahiya. Now, the last one here is to display their inadequacy. Ito na yung sinasabi nating isolate self. Now, a child who has sought attention, ginawa na niya yung lahat. Kumuha siya ng attention mo, nag-power siya, nag-revenge siya, pero wala pa rin naging bunga yung kanyang mga ginawang actions. Eventually, the child is going to lose hope and would come to expect failure and defeat. And so what happens is that the child is not going to participate anymore. The child is not going to participate in your group discussions, in your class activities, and so the child will isolate himself or herself. And so letter A po, yung ating tumpak na choice for number 2. We move on with question number 3. Which of the following group of score distribution is less spread? Letter A, SD equals 1.5. Letter B, SD equals 1.65. Letter C, SD equals 1.75. Or letter D, SD equals 2.0. Okay, what is our choice for question number 3? Okay, again, pwede pa rin po kayong humabol, magpa-member po sa Team Piaget, mag-send po ng message sa ating Facebook page. Kung hindi kaya sa Team Piaget, pwede din po kayo sa final coaching natin, no, so that you can avail the full-length videos of our final coaching. Tonight is day 8. Meron pa po tayong 3 final coaching days, okay, for next week. And of course, you also have our classified files. If you are a member of Team Piaget, if you are a member of our final coaching group, libre na po yung classified files natin. Tuturuan ko kayo kung ano talaga yung mangyayari sa inyong actualet, especially if this is the first time that you will be taking the LET, no? What are some of the things that you need to remember? How are you going to shade your answer sheet? How many hours will there be? How many items will there be? Okay, those are some of the things that we are going to be discussing sa ating classified files, including all the annexes, lahat ng mga inyong kailangang dalhin on the day of your examination, and of course, the LET items na paborito ng LET. Okay, so that's going to be for our classified files. That's the week prior to your licensure exam for teachers. Okay, number 3. Number 3, what is our choice? Letter A. All right, so number 3, which of the following group of score distribution is less spread? Hinahanap natin yung less spread score distribution. And the correct choice here would be letter A. Letter A po, siya yung pinakamababa yung value ng SD. And so we can say that in this case, SD, score distribution, your standard deviation is less spread. SD here, of course, means standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation shows a variation in data. If the data is close together or clumped, the standard deviation will be small, no? So less spread siya. That means clumped yung inyong data, no? Hindi siya naka-spread out, so clumped siya. close together yung data mo, and so your standard deviation should be small. Okay, so it's in yung mga choices, 1.5 yung pinakamababa, and so yan yung ating choice, no? Less spread yung inyong score distribution. If the data is spread out, the standard deviation will be large. Okay, so number 3, letter A, ang ating tumpak na choice. We go to number 4. For young Filipino learners studying English as a second language, which of the following can best generate language learning? Letter A, simple exercise by use. Letter B, listening activity. Letter C, drills. Or letter D, study of grammar. Okay, what is our choice for question number 4? Si Ma'am Nahira Jolly. Kaway-kaway sa mga may trabaho dyan, nanonood habang nagtatrabaho. Inshallah, papasa tayo mga kaguro. Okay? Assalamualaikum, of course, to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Mhm. Okay, number 4, ICAs. Letter A. If you have questions, no, regarding Team Pichet, regarding final coaching, regarding classified files, mag-send lamang po na message sa ating Facebook page. And of course, hintayin po yung ating admin. All right, for number 4, young Filipino learners studying English as a second language. Which of the following can best generate language learning? Okay, so for example, sa inyong mga anak, no, yung mga babies natin, yung mga maliliit nating Junakis, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Yvette Jane, kaway-kaway sa mga ESL teacher. What is the best way that you can generate language learning? How can they learn the English language? Is it letter A, single exercise or letter B, listening activity, letter C, drills, or letter D, study of grammar? And the correct choice here, of course, would be letter A, simple exercise by use ng good morning, good evening, good afternoon, excuse me, no, I'm sorry. Yan muna yung ating unang-unang pinapalearn sa ating mga Junakis. Okay, Ma'am Zaira Mel Sales, maraming salamat po for sending us super stickers sa ating YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, simple exercise by use po yung ating hinahanap. Hindi po listening lamang, hindi din drills and study of grammar. Study of grammar and drills, C and D are the same. Okay, so you are going to give them drills by making them study grammar, no? Or you let them study grammar by giving them different drills. Pero yung ating hinahanap would of course be simple exercise by use. Ayun, meron ako nakita, no, pag math, po pwedeng drills yung ibigay mo. Tama, no? Exercise kasi yung drill. Alright, so for number 4, letter A, ang tumpak na choice. Number 5, in the teaching career, which forms the essence of professional competence, expertise, and consciousness among teachers. Letter A, excellence in the practice of teacher. Letter B, academic postgraduate specialization. Letter C, high position and ranking. Or letter D, making the highest salary for teaching. What is our choice? For number 5. Sir Doms Pamitan, maraming salamat po for sending us stars. Thank you so much to all our star senders. Sir Mark Ribao, thank you so much po. Ma'am Juna Ambes, maraming salamat. Again, to all our star senders, thank you so much for your support. Ganon din sa ating mga super sticker senders. Ayan, no, Ma'am Grace, sabi ni Ma'am Grace Honey di Subaldo, kaya ang gagaling ng mga kids na kakapanood nila sa YouTube. Okay, so nanonood, basic. Si ano, no, magaling yung palaging pinapanood ng aking anak, kahit na yung baby pa lamang, aliw na siya sa kayong toddler learning English yata, si Teacher Rachel. Si Rachel siya. Rachel yung pangalan ng babae. At siya ay nagti-teach ng phonics. So may phonics, may songs. Okay, so magandang panoorin ng bata, no? Yung hindi lamang siya cartoons kasi, totoong tao, no, na yung siya yung kumakanta, siya yung nagti-teach ng phonics. Hanapin niyo kung meron po kayong toddlers or babies. Minsan yung baby ko pag gumising na maaga, nakikinood pa ng ganong YouTube, no, YouTube channel din siya. Ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Rona May, ganyan din po yung pinapanood ng aking pamangkin. Si Facebook user, hindi ko lang po nakikita yung inyong name. Same tayo, ma'am. Favorite ng anak ko na 8 months, si Teacher Rachel. Ma'am Myra Alzate, maraming salamat po for sending us stars. Okay, number 5. Okay, sabi na number 5, in the teaching career, which forms the essence of professional competence, expertise, and consciousness among teachers. You say letter A, and of course, the correct choice here would be letter A, no? Excellence in the practice of teacher. This is professional competence, expertise, and consciousness. No? Excellence as a teacher. Ito po yung ating hinahanap. Hindi lamang through postgraduate specialization, that would just be part of your pwedeng professional competence lamang siya. High position and ranking, of course, letter D, parehas sila. No? High position, ranking, high salary. Okay, so parehas lamang po. The correct choice, of course, is letter A for number 5. We go to number 6. Mr. Cruz observes and gives oral recitations, term paper projects, reflection papers, and different kinds of tests to his students in Education 6. What principle of assessment best explains this practice? Effective assessment requires, letter A, a clear concept of all intended learning outcomes. Letter B, a variety of assessment procedures should be used. Letter C, an instructional relevance to the procedures should be considered. Or letter D, the specifications of or criteria for judging successful performance. What is our choice for number 6? Number 6 na po tayo. Ano po yung ating tumpak na choice? Ma'am Niasa MZ, maraming salamat po for sending us stars. Thank you. Again, please do not forget to like, love, and share our video. Paki-share po ng ating video especially. Okay, I see a lot of letter B's for number 6. Now, lahat naman ng ating choices tama, no? Lahat ito kailangan natin gawin. Dapat clear yung konsepto of all intended learning outcomes, variety of assessment yung ating gamitin, may instructional relevance ang ating procedure, no? At kailangan siyang i-consider. At yung specifications of criteria or your scoring should also be done. Okay? So dapat yung criteria mo klaro din. Pero base sa binigay na sitwasyon sa ating question, ano yung inyong magiging choice, no? So, sabi dito si Mr. Cruz, nag-observe, nag-oral recitation, nag-term paper, nag-project, reflection paper, different kinds of tests. And so, ang tumpak na choice dito would be letter B, variety of assessment. Yan kasi yung pinapakita ng ating sitwasyon, pinapakita ng ating number 6, ng ating item. No? Although all of these are correct, number 6, letter B po ang ating choice. Okay? Hindi po letter D, no? Dahil criteria, ang scoring, yung ating pinapakita sa letter D. Okay? So, letter B for number 6. We move on with question number 7. How do you classify the objective to summarize the salient features of a good essay in terms of Bloom's hierarchy of educational objectives at the cognitive level? Letter A, analysis. Letter B, application. Letter C, knowledge. Or letter D, synthesis. What is our choice for number 7? Ang kaya ang tumpak na choice for question number 7? Number 7, what is our choice? Okay, 7 ICDs. Okay. Basahin ko lamang si Ma'am Naisi Benito. Hi, Ma'am Mek. Thank you so much sa iyong live. Nanonood po ako ng inyong mga vids sa YouTube. Ngayon po, LPT na po ako. Thank you, Ma'am Mek. Congratulations, Ma'am Naisi Benito. Ganap na siyang LPT. No? So, yung mga nanonood ngayon, nagmamanifest na tayo. Malapit na. Makakamtan din natin yung ating pangarap na pagiging licensed professional teachers. Okay, so yan na po, abot kamay na, no? So magpaalaga talaga kayo sa gurong Pinoy. Kung kayo naman ay magti-take next year, no, sa March, ganun din po, meron na po tayong program. We will be starting by next month, that's two weeks from now. Okay, so magpa-member na po kayo. Okay, now you have the term summarize. Okay, so term, hint, summarize. The correct choice here, of course, would be letter D, synthesis. Okay, synthesis. Let's take a look at Bloom's taxonomy. No? So here is the revised version of Bloom's taxonomy. Kay Anderson na ito, no? Yung estudyante din naman ni Bloom. So usually we'd still refer to this as Bloom's taxonomy. Now remember yung mga differences between the old version and the new version. Sa old version mo, gumamit siya ng nouns. Sa inyong newer version, gumamit siya ng verbs. No? So action word yung kanyang ginamit. And the main difference is that sa inyong old version, evaluation, yung top, no, yung top na level is evaluation. In the newest version, the newer version, the highest level would be create, okay, which was synthesis before. Synthesis ito before. Okay, now remember, the lowest is remember. This is knowledge level. This is just simple recall. Okay, when you recall facts, basic concepts, define, duplicate, list, memorize, you identify, no, you name, repeat, state. Now, next level mo is understand. This is comprehension. When you are able to classify, describe, discuss, explain, etc., you are able to paraphrase using your own terms, using your own words. Apply, this is application before. You execute, implement, solve, use, demonstrate, etc. Whatever it is that you've learned in the classroom, you can apply in real life. So now remember that the three lower levels are your lower order thinking skills, no? So lower order thinking skills lamang ito. The next three on top are part of your higher order thinking skills. Now, analysis or analyze. When you say analysis, you break down the whole into its different parts. So, hinihimay-himay mo. That's analysis. Then, of course, the next level, instead of synthesis, ginawa niyang evaluate. No? Evaluation, yung next level, you justify, you argue, you defend, you judge, select, you support. And the last level here, the highest, is create. Now, you are producing a new work. You are producing something that's original by putting together the different parts to create a new whole. Okay, so you put together the different parts to create a new whole. That would be creation, creating, or synthesis. And letter D, ang ating tumpak na choice. Okay, we move on with question number 8. In the scientific process, what thinking skill is referred as a process of mentally analyzing and evaluating data on evidence? Letter A, constructive thinking. Letter B, creative thinking. Letter C, problem solving. Or letter D, interpretative thinking. Okay, what is our choice for number 8? Number 8, ICCs. Tumpak kaya ang letter C. Batiin ko lamang si Ma'am Susana Diola Isla, isa sa ating mga subscribers. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am Rizel Aberia Suyo, thank you po for the stars. Batiin ko lang si Ma'am G. Dani Gayon Pito or Sir G. Dani Gayon Pito. First time niyang mag-join sa atin ng live. Welcome po. Welcome sa ating mga newbies. Hello po. Okay, I see a lot of letter C sa ating question number 8. Sabi na number 8, thinking skill, which is a process of mentally analyzing. You are analyzing mentally and evaluating data on evidence. No, so whenever you have your evidences, you evaluate these evidences, this data, and you mentally analyze. Okay, and the correct choice here would be letter C, problem solving po yung ating hinahanap. Letter C, problem solving for number 8. Now, what about the rest of our choices here? Constructive thinking is all about making good judgment calls. No, you are making good judgment. You know how to make good decisions. This comes back to the process of effective decision making and knowing how to respond appropriately to circumstances. So if you are talking about decision making, that's constructive thinking. Constructive thinking. Creative thinking is our ability to look at ideas presented or a scenario and find new alternatives that solve the problem. So when you say creative thinking, this is thinking outside of the box. You think of a novel way of solving a problem, a novel idea, no new way, new alternatives. That's creative thinking. While interpretative thinking involves discovering, determining, or assigning meaning. You interpret the different data that you have, you interpret the different evidences that you have. Okay, so the correct choice again is problem solving. That's usually evaluating the data, evaluating the evidences, and mentally analyzing them. Okay, so that's letter C for number 8. We move on with question number 9, which is implied by skewed to the left scores distribution. Letter A, most of the students are academically challenged. Letter B, most of the students are remarkable. Letter C, most of the students are thick witted. Or letter D, most of the teachers are passive and spend more time in administrative than instruction tasks. Okay, what is our choice? Number 9. Question number 9, what is our choice? Again, huwag pong kalimutang i-share yung ating video, mga kaguro. And of course, send us stars if you can on Facebook. Super chat, super stickers naman po sa ating YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po to all our star senders, super sticker senders, and super chatters. Okay, and of course, join Team Cachet para mabalikan po lahat ng ating videos. 1 year worth of videos, no, full-length videos, and magre-reopen po lahat ng quizzes sa Team Piaget. Alright, number 9, may A at B. Karamihang choices ninyo ay A at B. Ano kaya yung tumpak na choice? Sino kaya ang ligwa? Okay, for number 9, sabi ng number 9 mo, which is implied by skewed to the left, scores distribution. Letter A, most of the students are academically challenged. Letter B, most of the students are remarkable. Letter C, most of the students are thick-witted. Or letter D, most of the teachers are passive and spend more time in administrative than instruction tasks. Now, unang-una, hindi mo na po i-choose itong letter D mo because letter D is pertaining to your teachers. We are talking about the scores. And so, of course, yung ating concern dito would be your students, not the teachers. So, X na itong letter D mo. Now, looking at your remaining choices, A, B, and C, A says most of your students are academically challenged. No, mababa yung scores nila. They are challenged academically. Ang letter C mo, most of the students are thick-witted. Parehas lang po yan. No? Parehas lang po yung meaning ng inyong letters A and C. Academically challenged and thick-witted. That means medyo bobits yung inyong mga estudyante. And so the correct choice here is letter B. Most of the students are remarkable. Okay, that means most of the students are intelligent, no? High-performing yung kanyang mga students. Now, remember, baliktad po to, no? When you say skewed to the left or negatively skewed, po pwede pong makita nyo sa inyong licensure exam for teachers, yung terms na skewed to the left or negatively skewed. Baliktad po siya. Yung interpretation nyo po dyan would be most of the students are smart. Most of the scores are on the right side of your graph, no, sa right side yung inyong scores. So most of the scores are high. Yan po yung inyong magiging interpretation. Now when you see the term skewed to the right or positively skewed, your answer there would be most of the students were academically challenged. Baliktad po, okay? Baliktad po. Hindi nyo po iisipin na skewed to the left siya or negatively skewed siya ay mabababa yung score. Yung ibig sabihin po niyan ay matataas yung score. Baliktad. Bakit? No? Puntahan natin yung ating next slide. Okay. Kasi po, if you are looking at your graph here, of course, dito po yung hill ninyo, no? Dito yung nakaumbok. Ito po yung karamihang scores ninyo. Now, when you say skewness, skewness here would mean the tail. Ito po, ito yung tail mo or your skewness nyo, which would represent the less number of scores, mas konting score. And so pag sinabing skewed to the left, or negatively skewed, yung tail ng inyong score distribution ay to the left, mas kokonte ang nakakuha ng to the left na scores, and so mas marami yung matatalino. Okay? Now, if positively skewed or skewed to the right naman, yung tail would be to the right, mas konti yung nakakuha ng scores to the right, and so mas maraming bobits. Okay? Buntot ang tinatandaan ko. Tama po yan, Ma'am Jovelyn, Mordin, Alma. No? So, buntot po yung skewness ninyo, the tail. So, hindi po siya yung pinaka-umbok, hindi po siya yung pinaka-clump ng score. So, pag sinabing skewed to the left or negatively skewed, mas kukonti yung nakakuha ng negative na scores, mas maraming nakakuha ng yung matataas na scores. No? So, most students are intelligent, okay? So, skewed to the right naman or positively skewed, mas marami yung nakakuha ng mabababang scores, okay? And so, yan po yung, ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Herlene Carillo, left bobits at matalino nakuha sa item na yon, right? Yung magagaling lang ang nakakuha. Okay? So again, baliktad po siya, no? So wag niyo pong isipin na negatively skewed, skewed to the left, bobit sila, no? Baliktad po yung inyong magiging interpretation because the skewedness, the tail is pertaining to the less number of scores. Okay? So sana po ay klaro na, no? Marami po mga kaguro na medyo confused dito. Okay? Which is understandable. Medyo nakaka-confuse naman talaga. Pero once na internalize nyo na yung ating discussion, I'm pretty sure na gets nyo na to. At ang importante naman ay sa actualet, tama na yung ating magiging choice. Okay lang maligwak dito. Okay lang maligwak kahit sa pag-ibig. Importante mag-move on kaagad and matuto para sa actualet, alam nyo na yung inyong tumpak na choice. Okay? We move on with question number 10. Which characteristics of a good test measures what it is supposed to measure? Letter A, adequacy. Letter B, objectivity. Letter C, reliability. Or letter D, validity. What is our choice? Okay. What is our choice for number 10? Okay, question number 10. Ano po ang ating tumpak na choice for question number 10, mga kaguro? Okay, I see a lot of letter D's for number 10. And of course, letter D is tumpak, no? Remember, when a test measures what it is supposed to measure, you can say that the test is valid. Valid siya, no? Kung ano yung tinuro mo sa estudyante mo, dapat ganun din yung magiging test nila. Hindi kung ano yung, kunwari, nagturo ka sa estudyante mo, tapos yung test mo, yung test papers mo, kinalkal mo lamang sa baol, hindi ka na gumawa ng panibagong test, merong mga items pala doon na hindi mo na ituro. And so, we cannot say that your test is valid. Po pwedeng invalido, no? Po pwedeng invalid yung test mo. And so, you cannot really gauge, you cannot really measure the learning of your student accurately, no? Magiging mali yung interpretation mo ng learning ng inyong students. Okay? So, letter D po, validity. Now, what about the rest of your choices here? Yung adequacy mo, this means that all of the objectives were represented, no? So, equal number or merong items for each objective that you have taught. Adequate yung number of items na binigay mo for each of your objective. Now, remember yung rule mo, kapag mahaba yung time na iyong ginugol sa isang objective, dapat yun din yung objective na maraming items sa inyong test. Okay? So, for example, meron kang dalawang objectives. Yung isang objective mo, 1 day mo lamang itinuro. Yung other objective mo, 5 days mo siyang tinuro. No? Kasi medyo mahirap siya, medyo challenging siya sa students mo. What you would do when you make your TOS, your table of specifications, when you make your test, dapat mas marami din yung test items mo sa objective na mas mahaba yung panahong inyong ginugol. Okay? Hindi po pwedeng one day mo lang siya itinuro. Pagkatapos sa inyong 20 item na test, 15 items yung about sa one day mo na lesson. No? So dapat yung rule is directly proportional sila. The number of days that you have spent or the number of hours that you have spent in a certain objective, ganun din dapat items na meron ka na marami din dapat siya kung maraming time din yung ginugol mo sa kanya. That's adequacy. Objectivity means fairness. Okay? So fairness ito, yung objectivity mo. Dapat fair ka whenever you make your test. Dapat lahat nakaka-relate. Huwag kang gumawa ng test item, for example, about K-pop, kung alam mo naman na hindi lahat ay mahilig sa K-pop, no? Kung huwag kang gumawa ng test item about, for example, Darna, if you are not sure if hindi sila lahat ay nanonood ng Darna, baka kapuso or kapatid yung iba sa inyong mga estudyante. When you say reliability, this is the consistency of score. Okay? Consistency of scores ang inyong reliability. Nung binigay mo siya the previous week, 10 out of 20 yung nakuha ng bata. This week, binigay mo siya ulit, 10 out of 20 ulit yung nakuha ng bata. No? So, reliability is consistency of scores. Ganun pa rin yung performance ng inyong bata. Okay? Medyo nagahang tayo. No? Kapit lamang po. Alam natin merong bagyo or palabas na yata yung bagyo. Pero medyo mahina yung internet ngayon. Okay? But I'm pretty sure you can still understand and you can still see me. So we continue with our discussion. Okay? So number 10, tumpak na choice for number 10 is letter D. Okay, sabi ni Sir Michael Angelo Castro. Same po, sabi ko, 4 na taon ako nag-aral, ngayon ko lang naintindihan yung mga di ko naintindihan nung absent po yata ako palagi. Okay, so nagbulak-bul yata si Sir Michael Angelo Castro. All right, so number 10 again, this is letter D, validity. We move on with question number 11. A prelim test was administered twice to third-year BAN students and the test results are consistent. What type of reliability was used? Letter A, Pearson R test. Letter B, Kuder-Richardson formula. Letter C, split half method. Or letter D, test-retest method. Again, if you are watching us on our YouTube channel or maybe on our Facebook page, napuputol po yung ating videos dyan. And so again, if you still can, magpa-member po kayo sa Team Piaget para full-length video po yung inyong mapanood. And of course, mababalikan niyo po lahat ng ating full-length videos. I will be reopening our quizzes. And so you can have your drills, no? Unlimited drills until the day that you take the LET. If you are watching us on our final coaching naman, classified files na group, and you'd want to also see the rest of the video sa Team Piaget, magpalipat po kayo sa Team Piaget na mag-send a message sa ating Facebook page. Again, if you'd want to become a member of Team Piaget, send a message to our Facebook page, that is Gurong Pinoy. Okay? Ganun din po sa mga nanonood sa ating Facebook page at sa ating YouTube channel para po kayo ay maging member ng Team Piaget. All right, number 11, I see a lot of letter D's. Tumpa kaya ang letter D for number 11? Okay. Ano kaya ang choice for number 11? Number 11, what is our choice? Okay, I see a lot of letter D's. Number 11, a prelim test was administered twice. Okay, your hints there would be the terms administered twice. Dalawang beses binigay, no? Dalawang beses in-administer. Okay, to third-year B.Ed students and the test results are consistent. What type of reliability was used? Okay, your hint again would be administered twice. The correct choice would be test-retest. Okay, so nag-retest sila, no? Administered twice yung kanyang test. Now, what about the rest of your choices? Pearson R test, your Pearson correlation coefficient, also known as your Pearson R statistical test, measures strength between the different variables and their relationships. So if you have several variables and you'd want to measure their strength and also the relationships, you use your Pearson R statistical test. Now, Kuder-Richardson formula is a measure of internal consistency, reliability. If you have dichotomous choices, that means if you only have two choices, kung pwedeng true, false lamang, yung choice mo, or choice A, choice B lamang. No? So if you only have two choices and you want to measure their reliability, you use Kuder-Richardson formula. Now, split half method naman, from the terms itself, you split the test into two, no? So, dalawang halves yung inyong test, po pwedeng odd, even, and then you get the relationship, you get the reliability sa even items mo, get the reliability of your odd items, and you also check if there's a relationship between these two halves of your test. Okay, that's test your split half method, I mean. Okay, so letter D for number 11. We go to number 12. Blank is an example of fish. What makes the test item poor? Letter A, the test item is very easy. Letter B, the test item is not significant. Letter C, the question is short and incomplete. Or letter D, the blank is at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, what is our choice? Okay. Basahin ko lamang, no? Positive feedback. Dati, lagi akong bagsak sa quiz. Inulit-ulit ko lang mga videos po sa Team Piaget. Thank God, nakakapasa na po ako now sa mga quizzes po. Thank you, Coach Mac. Laban para sa future, no? Ma'am Baby I, of course, laban lang tayo. Kaya po tayo ay magre-reopen ng inyong mga quizzes. Okay, so Team Piaget members, I will be reopening your quizzes starting tomorrow. No? So, antabayanan niyo po yan. Okay, what is our choice? Number 12. I see these. May ilang C's and B's. Okay, what's your choice? I see a lot of letter D's for number 12. Blank is an example of fish. Okay, what makes the test item poor? Sabi ni Ma'am, teka, basahin ko lamang, Ma'am Angela Camacho. Okay, Coach Mac, pwede po bang only retake ng quizzes? Of course, no? So those quizzes that we are going to reopen, no, hindi yung final coaching natin, because of course final coaching, meron po tayong 9, 10, 11, meron po tayong tatlong final coaching nights, no, in mangyayari next week. Doon sila, of course, may limit once lang, but the rest of your quizzes, those that I am going to reopen, I will make them unlimited. Okay, of course, I have told you, ako po inyong abang code, and of course, we will do everything so that you can pass the LET, no? So I will reopen them and unli the rest of your, yung reopen quizzes nyo, gagawin natin unli. Excuse me. Okay, so letter D, karamihang choice ninyo, and the correct choice is letter D. No? So letter D po ang ating tumpak na choice dito. The blank is at the beginning of the sentence. So we have already discussed this before. Okay, let's take a look at your discussion now. This is fill in the blank construction. What are some of the things that you need to remember whenever you are constructing your fill in the blank test? Okay, so unang-una, only use fill in the blank questions for testing major points, not specific details. Dapat hindi masyadong specific, no? Like for example, my date, year lamang yung inyong pinablank, no? So sobrang specific naman 'yan. Mahirap sagutan ng bata, mahirap makakuha ng tumpak na choice or tumpak na sagot yung bata pag ganun yung ginawa nyo. Now, next one, indicate the units and degree of precision expected. For example, on a math question whose answer is a number of decimal places, make sure that you say how many decimal places. You have to be specific, you have to be clear in your instruction. Omit only keywords. Okay? So, only keywords lamang yung dapat pinapa-fill in the blanks nyo, hindi yung mga irrelevant na details. Next one, avoid too many blanks in one item. No, if you can only have one blank, then that's better. It is best to only have one or two blanks for students to fill in per question. Hindi naman tad-tad, no? Hindi naman tad-tad sa blank yung inyong question. Next one, when possible, put blanks near the end of the item. Kaya letter D po yung ating choice. No? So dapat as much as possible ay nasa hulihan yung inyong blank. And next one, do not provide clues by adjusting the length of the blank or the number of blanks. So wag po kayong magbigay ng clue by shortening or lengthening the blank. Dapat pare-parehas lang yung length ng blank mo. Okay, so that's for number 12, letter D. The blank is at the beginning of the sentence. Yan po yung ating tumpak na choice. Okay, next one, move on ka agad. Sabi ni Ma'am Jane na Luna. Tama po yan. Okay. Now, number 13, intentionally, binalikan natin yung item na to. No? I've included this item intentionally dahil this item has caused confusion. Meron tayong namaling sagot in one of our videos before. So, babalikan natin to. Of course, whenever we make mistakes, we have to admit it and we have to correct the mistakes. No? Kayo, as future teachers, ganun din yung inyong gagawin kapag kayo ay nagkamali. Babalikan nyo lang yung inyong estudyante. Make sure that you have corrected your mistake. No? So wag pong mahiya kapag kayo ay nagkamali. No one's perfect. No? We are all humans. And so right now, we are coming back at question number 13 para makorek natin kung anumang confusion meron tayo. Okay, 13. To what domain does a preschool lesson objective to color the fruits correctly apply? Letter A, affective. Letter B, behavioral. Letter C, psychomotor. Or letter D, cognitive. Okay, what is our choice for number 13? Okay, maraming salamat Ma'am Marilyn F. Ningasca. Send stars daw sa Gurong Pinoy FB every live. Maraming salamat po. Okay, letter C. Letter C for number 13. Psychomotor, sabi ni Ma'am Elma Labanyero. Okay, now going back to our item here, to color the fruits correctly apply, okay? The correct choice here would be letter C, no? So psychomotor po yung inyong magiging choice dito kapag this item is given sa inyong actualet, okay? So letter C, hindi po letter D, no? Not cognitive because, let's take a look at our next slide, okay? Because under your psychomotor domain, meron din siyang perception, okay? So ito po yung naging reason kung bakit psychomotor dapat yung ating choice at hindi cognitive. So perception is the ability to use sensory cues to guide motor activity. This ranges from sensory stimulation through cue selection through to translation. So kasama din siyang perception. That means when you are doing your motor activity, you are also guided by your perception. You're also guided by your senses, colors to use. No? Although coloring is motor activity, you have the term correctly. Pero under your psychomotor domain categories, you have perception. And so we stand by psychomotor. Okay? So in the actualet, mag-psychomotor po kayo, wag po yung cognitive. Okay? So unlearn the cognitive na ituro dati. No? Hindi po cognitive, but psychomotor. Okay? Kaya po binalikan natin itong ating choice. Now, or ating item, okay? Now, the rest of your psychomotor domain categories are here. Set, the readiness to act. It includes mental, physical, and emotional sets. Now, you also have guided response, the early stages in learning a complex skill that includes imitation and trial. No? So, trial and error. Imitation, this one is just guided response. Then you have mechanism, the intermediate stage in learning a complex skill. Learning responses have become habitual and the movements can be performed with some confidence and proficiency, although hindi pa rin ganun ka-confident na yung action ng inyong anak. And you have your complex overt response. The skill for acts that involve complex movement pattern. So yung inyong mga basketball player na masyado nang magaling, no? Michael Jordan, the late Kobe Bryant, no? Si Stephen Curry, for example, si LeBron James, they already have complex overt response. Okay? So very skillful na sila in their performance. So guided response, trial and error muna, imitation muna, then mechanism mo, this is intermediate. You already have some confidence and proficiency pero hindi pa rin ganon kagaling. And of course, complex overt response, ito na yung rurok na ng inyong kagalingan in doing a performance. Okay? Now, adaptation skills are well developed and the individual can modify. Po pwede mo nang i-modify, meron ka ng sarili mong steps, meron ka ng sarili mong moves, meron ka ng sarili mong ano nga tawag diyan sa basketball? Meron ka ng sarili mong I forgot, no? If you are a basketball player, meron kayong play, okay? Meron ka ng sarili mong play. Okay, so that's adaptation. Then origination, creating new movement patterns to fit a particular situation. This one, meron ka ng particular situation, meron ka ng specific problem, and you can already solve it. Okay, so that's origination. All right, so tandaan po ito, lahat ng inyong domains under your, or categories under your psychomotor domain. Okay, we move on with question number 14. Okay, a performance standard in the K-12 curriculum states that students should be able to helpful effective value should be developed in this standard. Letter A, taking care of the self. Letter B, diligence in studying. B, practicing consistently. Or letter D, being sensible most of the time. Okay, what is our choice for number 14? Mm-hmm. Okay, tama yung sinasabi ni Sir J.R. Gutierrez Sereno. Maraming salamat, Sir J.R., no? Inspiring. Inspiring yung sinasabi ni Sir J.R. It's okay lang, sure. Lahat naman tayo nakaka-experience, makakuha ng mababang scores. But then, it's not the end. Mas natututo tayo once we fail. We grow up by failure. Tama yan, no? For me, the best method of learning is by making mistakes. Okay? Hindi lamang sa let, but also sa sa life, okay? Sa pag-ibig, okay? Sa buhay kapag ikaw ay negosyante at ikaw ay na bankrupt, for example, na fail yung isa mong negosyo, nag-learn ka, no? And so remember, no one starts at the top. Lahat tayo nagsisimula sa baba. Okay? So kailangan nating pag-ibayuhin, kailangan natin talagang i-google yung ating time, mag-sacrifice, um, and of course, we need to work really hard para ma-reach natin yung ating dreams. Okay? So, do not be discouraged if you get really low. Mag-i-improve din yan. Movie marathon, balik na yung ating quizzes. And so, we are going to reopen the quizzes nga sa Team Shape. Bantayan nyo po bukas. I will try to open 5 quizzes if I can. No? So, 5 quizzes. I'll try to open wag lang po yung pag Monday, pag meron tayong schedule ng final coaching, hindi muna ako magre-reopen, okay? Para hindi kayo malito at hindi kayo makapag-focus kayo sa final coaching. Yes. K-12 curriculum states that students should be able to practice healthful habits in taking care of the sense organs. And so the correct choice here is letter A, taking care of the self. No, ito yata yung lesson ngayon ng aking kinder, si Rain. No? So they're talking about the different sense organs and of course, kasali yung taking care of the self. No? So which among the following are ways for you to take care of your eyes, take care of your nose, take care of your ears, no? Kasama po yan lahat. Okay, so letter A for number 14. Next one. Number 15, which psychological theory states that the mind insists on finding patterns in things that contribute to the development of insight? Is it letter A, Gestalt psychology, letter B, Brunner's theory, letter C, Piaget's psychology, or letter D, Kohlberg? What is our in? Okay, 15, I see Ace. Now, for your quizzes, no, again, walang limit, no? So, Andy, pwede niyong ulit-ulitin, but of course, meron pa rin tayong time limit per item. Okay? Because of course, another way for us to also prepare for your upcoming exams is to practice how to po yung let, no? May limit din po yung let. Mabilis din kayong sumagot. Okay, so there will be a time limit for per item pero unlimited po, no? So pwede yung ulit-ulitin. Naglalag nga. Mahina po yung internet. Sorry po. Okay, number 15. Which psychological theory states that the mind insists on finding patterns in things that contribute to the development of insight? And of course, the correct choice here, pattern, insight, that's Gestalt psychology. Now, Gestalt, remember Gestalt was or is a German term that means form, no? Form or pattern. That's the choice. Or that's the meaning of the term Gestalt. So, Gestalt psychology is our correct choice for this item. Now, Gestalt principles, there are several principles here, as you can see in your screen. No? Good figure. Objects grouped together tend to be perceived as a single figure. Tendency is to simplify. Similarity. Objects tend to be grouped together if they are similar. So, if you are looking at this, no, you think that these circles here are grouped with these circles at the bottom because they are similar. Closure, visual connection or continuity between sets of elements which do not actually touch each other in a composition. Now, even if these shapes are not touching each other, our minds would tell us that there is a square in the middle of this closure. Proximity, objects tend to be grouped together if they are close to each other. Okay, so your mind would tell you na ito isang grupo, ito hindi nila kagrupo, no? Dahil these circles here, these columns, are grouped together or are near each other. Continuation, when there is an intersection between two or more objects, people tend to perceive each object as a single, similar. The object tend to be perceived as symmetrical shapes that form around their center. Okay, so these are just Sam. Okay, Gestalt principles. Okay, next one. Okay, this one is Brunner. No, lumalabas po ito sa let, yung pagkakasunod-sunod. When I took the let, lumabas ito. Enactive, iconic, and symbolic. No? So enactive, you have to use real objects whenever you want to learn. Iconic, slowly, you move on from real objects to images. And of course, symbolic naman, this is already abstract. No? Abstract na siya. Now, this would also pertain to spiral curriculum. Okay, so spiral curriculum, of course, this is by Jerome Bruner. Okay, so Jerome Bruner, one curriculum that is using spiral curriculum sa ating bansa is of course a K to 12 na spiral curriculum na yung ating ginagamit. Piaget's periods of cognitive development. Remember, smart people cook fish. You have 4 different stages. During the sensory motor stage, the child uses his or her senses to also improve his would be object permanence. The child already recognizes the fact that although you cover something, it still exists. No? Object permanence po yan. Pre-operational, there's symbolic thinking. The child's imagination is very rich, very wild. Egocentrism, of course, it's one hallmark of your pre-operational stage. And there's still centration. Na may centration pa rin dito. Yung bata, the child is only focused on one characteristic of an object. Concrete operational, the child can already use some parts of the logic, but still the child learns using concrete objects, no, concrete materials. Conservation is reached. Okay, so the child already decenters, hindi na siya nakafocus lamang sa isang characteristic ng isang bagay, but the child already knows that even if you move this amount of water in a different shape of glass, it still has the same amount of water. Okay, that's conservation. Numbers, no, reversibility, meron na din yung bata dito. The child already knows that subtraction is the opposite of addition. And of course, there's also classification and seriation. The child can already form series. And the last step, of course, is formal operational. This is a broader abstraction, hypothetical ideas na yung use ng bata. Okay, now, this is Kohlberg's moral development theory, pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional. Now, when you say conventional, dito naaayon sa ating society. No? So, pre-conventional, alam ng bata na may rules, pero hindi pa naiintindihan ng bata kung bakit may rules na nag-e-exist. Okay, so, stage 1 dito is avoidance of punishment. The child only acts because the child does not want to get punished. No? Hindi pa niya naiintindihan kung bakit niya ginagawa ito, pero ayaw lang niyang mapunish. Stage 2, exchange of favors. I scratch your back, you scratch my back too. Okay, now conventional, this is the first stage here, na stage 3. This is the good boy, good girl image. Yung inyong teacher's pet, nandito na sa conventional stage 3. I'm not going to tell because I want her to like me. That's stage 3, good child stage. Stage 4, law and order stage. You can't do that because the teacher said no. Okay, so ayaw lang niyang ma-break yung law and order. Okay, so that's stage 4. Post-conventional social contract. Stage 5 years says, in this case, the rule may be wrong. The child already understands there are rules that exist, but sometimes yung child, kapag hindi siya supportive sa isang rule, pwede siya mag-go against the rule. Okay, that's social contract. And of course, stage 6, universal ethical principle. Ito'y mas mataas na. No? This is already pertaining to your divinities. Okay, golden rule, teachings of God, ito na yung kasama ng inyong stage 6. Okay, this is Kohlberg's moral development theory. All right, we move on with question number 16. Which is a limitation of a matching type test? Letter A, it measures lower order thinking skills. Letter B, it can only be used for homogeneous genius content. Letter C, it is ideal only for lower grade levels. Or letter D, it is prone to guessing. What is our choice for 16? Okay. What is our choice? Number 16. 16D. Okay, I see a lot of letter D's, and letter D is our choice. A matching type test. Now remember, one thing that we'd always say about your matching type test is that you should make your content homogeneous, no? Pero pwede din namang gawin mo siyang heterogeneous basta meron ka lang gaps, no? At meron ka lang categories. For example, unang part ng inyong matching type test, lagyan mo ng shapes, okay? And then next part, lagyan mo ng colors, for example. So dapat klaro lang yung inyong content so that your items are going to be homogeneous. Now, letter 8 measures lower order thinking skills. It can also measure higher order thinking skills. Ideal only for lower grade levels. Kahit nung college tayo, meron pa rin tayong matching type test. Okay? So, prone to guessing siya. Minsan yung bata, especially kapag ka lower years, no, lower grade pa yung bata, kung alin-alin na lang yung kino-connect, no, so connect the lines na lang yung bata, connect the dots na lang yung nangyayari. So letter D, prone to guessing din siya, parang katulad siya ng inyong true-false test, no, it's also very prone to guessing. Number 17, why is there a need to provide a high-quality feedback? It tones down the emotion of the students. It gives sufficient details on what students understand. Letter C, it gives negative and critical comments for improvement. Or letter D, it provides details on what students understand and what to do next. Okay, so what is your choice for number 17? Number 17. Sino yung may pinaghuhugutan? Okay. Si Ma'am Vernaline, sabi ng inyong kaguro, may pinaghuhugutan. Pero totoo, kung kinaya natin ng 6 years sa elementary, 4 years sa high school, 4 years sa college, ngayon pa ba tayo susuko? ng iilang days na lang, laban lang talaga tayo. Okay, so very good words of inspiration, Ma'am Vernaline. Okay, as I have mentioned, just like your true false test, your matching type test can also be very prone to guessing. Okay, 17, letter D, ang aking nakikita. And of course, letter D, ang tumpak na choice, no? Bakit tayo may feedback? When you say feedback, of course, when you talk about feedback, you tell the students kung saan sila mali. Parang katulad yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon, no? Saan ba ako nagkamali? Okay, bakit ito yung aking mali, bakit ito yung aking score, no? Ano kaya yung mga ligwak ko na items. Okay? So, why do we give feedbacks to our students? Bakit tayo nagpapakita ng test paper ng students na ating na-correct na, no? Kung saan nagkamali yung estudyante, ano yung mga na-miss niyang items, ano yung score ng estudyante. Okay? So, hindi lamang para mapakalma yung emosyon ng students, hindi lamang para mag-give ng sufficient details kung ano yung naintindihan ng estudyante. Letter C mo, maling-mali, no? Because negative and critical comments. Remember, the let is very ideal. So, dapat yung mabait si teacher, yan lagi yung inyong magiging choice sa inyong let. Letter D, parehas siya ng letter B mo and more, no? So, better yung inyong choice D provides details on what students understand. Of course, you use that details or those details to verify, no, or to make your decision. Should I reteach? Babalikan ko ba yung aking objectives? Or mag-move on ba ako, no? So should I reteach or proceed to the next item or to the next lesson? Okay, so letter D for 17. We go to number 18. The distributions will most likely be blank if a class is composed of brilliant students. Ayan, tingnan natin kung na-learn nyo yung item kanina. No? Is it letter A, very normal? Letter B, platycardic? Letter C, skewed to the right? Or letter D, skewed to the left? Sabi dito, brilliant yung inyong students. Okay? Hmm. Okay. Naghuhugot kayo sa inyong love life. May mga pinagpalit. Ba't niya ako iniwan? Sabi ni Ma'am Christine de la Calzada, saan ba ako nagkamali? Pag naging LPT tayo, sila na magtsatsaga sa atin. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Cartio Jinky, supportive. Saan ba ako nagkamali? Babalikan ko pa ba pag bumalik? Ma'am Charmaline Santos. Nagla-love life kayo ha. Focus muna sa let. Okay, letter D ang inyong choice. Alright, so sabi dito, brilliant yung inyong students, no? Brilliant yung inyong estudyante. So sabi natin kanina, baliktad po yung inyong skewness because your skewness pertains to the tail, no? Yung kukonting scores. And so the correct choice here is letter D, skewed to the left. Okay, so skewed to the left ang ating tumpak na choice. Hindi po skewed to the right. No? Pag skewed to the right, yung karamihan sa students mo ay bobits. Okay? So, your platycardic naman, ito ay isang klase ng inyong normal score distribution. No? So, normal score distribution siya. Wala siyang masyadong skewedness. Okay? Depende lamang ito sa umbok. No? So, mas marami ba ang may average dito ba sa gitna, yung umbok ng scores, that's leptocortic, mesocortic, that's normal score distribution, no? So medium lamang, or platycortic, medyo pa flat yung form, yung inyong bell shape ng inyong score distribution. Okay? So 18, letter D for number 18. We go to number 19, a test item has a difficulty index of 0.51. What should the teacher do? Letter A, make it a bonus item. Letter B, retain the item. Letter C, revise the item. Or letter D, reject the item. Wow, Ma'am Grace Honey Di Subaldo. Ayoko nang bumitaw, taw-taw. Okay. Yes, yung Soksay po at Social Studies, parehas lang po, Sir Jitjo, Pagulayan. Parehas lang po yun. Social Science and Social Studies. Parehas lamang po. Okay, 19B. Retain the item. We are talking about difficulty index here, no? Difficulty. Kung gaano ka kahirap yung isang item. Okay, I see a lot of letter P's. And ang tumpak na choice here is letter B. You retain the item. Now, let's take a look at your range of difficulty index. Kapag 0 to 0.25, this is a very difficult item, no? Pwede mo rin namang i-revise. Katulad din siya ng 0.76 and above, no? This is a very easy item. Easy item siya. And so you can revise or discard. The right difficulty is between 0.26 to 0.75. And so you should retain kung ito po yung inyong difficulty index. Kasi pag tiningnan mo, makinig, no? Pag tiningnan mo yung inyong difficulty index, pag 0.25 ito, pwede mo siyang i-interpret, pwede mo siyang gawing rate, no? Pwede mo siyang gawing percentage. So 0.25 would also mean 25%. So that means 25% lamang sa inyong estudyante yung nakakuha ng tamang sagot, ng tamang choice. And so, nahirapan sila sa item na ito. Ito naman, 76% or above yung nakakuha ng tumpak na choice. And so we can say that this is an easy item. No? 0.26 is 26% to 75%. In the middle, yung inyong 51%. And so the difficulty of this item is just right. And so this is a very good item. We need to retain it. Okay, so retain, sabi ng inyong number 19, letter B. We go to number 20, with preventive discipline in mind, which does not belong to the group. This is the last item for this night, last item for this week. Okay, Antabayanan, tomorrow I will be reopening your quizzes. I'll try to reopen 5 quizzes if I can sa ating Team Piaget. Letter A, reactive. Letter B, anticipatory. Letter C, inventive. Or letter D, proactive. Okay, what's your choice? Number 20. I see a lot of letter A's. Tumpak kaya. Okay, so question number 20 natin. Again, this is the last item tonight, last item for this week. We'll see each other again on Monday with final coaching day 9. With preventive discipline in mind, which does not belong to the group. Of course, you have the term not, no? We are looking for the exception. Saan kaya yung naiiba dito? Now, remember, preventive and reactive, pag sinabi mong preventive, this is proactive. That means, inuunahan mo, no, bago pa mangyari yung isang bagay, meron ka ng preventive measures. That's being proactive, no? Being proactive. Now, when you say reactive, from the term reaction, hinihintay mo muna na merong mangyari bago ka umaksyon, no? So, usually tayo sa Pilipinas, we are very reactive. Okay, wala tayong proactive approach. Ang letter B mo, anticipatory. From the term anticipation, you are anticipating, you are already thinking of your action even before something happens. Inventive, you already have things in place. Nag-invento ka na ng inyong mga routines, for example. Ang proactive, again, that's preventive, no? Bago pa mangyari, meron ka ng set rules, meron ka ng mga nakaset na pamantayan, okay? And so the correct choice here is letter A, reactive. You have the term preventive discipline in mind. Kabaliktaran ng inyong preventive is reactive, okay? So the correct choice here, of course, is letter A, reactive. B, C, and D are all preventive discipline. And so the correct choice is letter A. And of course, that ends tonight's discussion. We will be coming back on Monday. No? Now, si Ma'am Shara Rigondon, need pa po ba ng health declaration sa exam? Again, those are all going to be part of our classified files in discussion. What to bring during your licensure exam for teachers, how are you going to manage your time, what are some of the things that you need to remember once you have received your test papers, how are you going to shade, no? Lahat po yan, i-discuss natin sa ating test left, no? So towards the videos, mag-movie marathon, open the quizzes tomorrow. I will be posting them by 7 a.m. And it's going to be only, no? But of course, my time limit, lahat ng ating items, okay? This is Connect of Gurong Pinoy, no? We end this item tonight. And saying, nabuti ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Maraming salamat and of course, enjoy your weekend,